Chatting with me all the way from Denmark is Michael TORP, who directed the short film that played at our last film festival called Arrest Me. How's it going, Michael?
Hi, I'm doing good, thank you.
How do you pronounce your film in Denmark? What's the correct pronunciation?
It's called Anhold Mig.
And that's translation is Arrest Me?
Yeah, that's the direct translation, yes.
Okay, so you saw the audience feedback video from the Toronto audience of your film, your Denmark film. What was your first reaction? What was your first reaction to seeing the audience feedback of your film?
Well, first of all, I was very excited to hear some feedback from someone who had nothing to do with the film. So I was excited about that, and I really was happy about the feedback. All of the feedback was something positive, I think. So I was very happy about it. Of course, I don't know if you cut something out, but
no, we didn't cut anything out.
Okay, thank you. I think that was great to hear, and especially I was happy about the comment about the girl in the store. I think she's an amazing actor, and I was glad that they saw that. So.
You'd be happy to know too, as directing a comedy is very hard to do, and the audience was laughing from the moment the evil mother or the mother was telling her son to step up, and they laughed throughout the entire film. So you'd be happy to know that as well.
Okay, that's nice to hear. Yes.
So yeah, there was a lot of praise
of a comedy. So.
Sorry.
I just said that's the essence of a comedy. So that's great to hear.
Yeah, I know, and you'd be happy to know that. And what did you think? What was anything that stood out from anybody's comment that stood out for you that you didn't see? That you didn't like? It was just something that you never even thought of before, or was anything that kind of stood out for you?
It was fun to hear that they put so much culture into the film too, because I didn't think about that making it. So it was fun to hear that they kind of saw something of Denmark in the film compared to North America. So that was fun to hear. I didn't think of that myself. So, but I can see that probably is a picture of Denmark in some kind. So that was fun to hear.
And it's a country that many of us don't really know too much about. It's not the quote-unquote sexy country of Europe, right? Like, I'm sure you're aware of that as well. So we know your country exists, but we're not that on the average person isn't that familiar with your culture.
Right. It's kind of a bad connection, but I think I can hear what you're saying. Something about you don't know too much about our culture, right?
Yeah, it's not, like I said, it's not like a sexy country like, say, France or Italy.
No, it's not, and it's a small country, it's true. So no, you probably couldn't even pick it out on a map. So, and not to blame you, because it is a small country, but I think it's fun that I have an opportunity to show a small movie from a small country like this in Toronto and get some feedback from somebody over there. So it's a great opportunity.
Well, and funny is funny, right? Like, doesn't matter what culture it is. If it has a good story that makes you laugh, then we're gonna like it, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
But you're right. It also got into a little bit of politics as well about the story you're telling about the kid is a little bit lazy, and perhaps that he needs to step up, like the mom said. There were some people who were on the mom's side in this film.
Yeah, exactly. And it's kind of it's an ongoing discussion in Denmark. How lazy can you be without somebody saying to you, you gotta step up and take care of yourself? Because maybe you know, but we have a very great welfare society in Denmark, and I think we also have the highest taxes in the world, but I think people in Denmark generally are willing to pay this tax to have this kind of society. But it's fun that it shines through a movie like a film like this.
Yeah.
That you can see the differences between your world and our world. But I didn't think of it making it, but I guess it is a picture of the culture in Denmark.
So it's a very liberal country then. Like the leader, the people you elect are on the left side of things, I assume.
Yeah. Well, we have this culture where I think everybody in Denmark has the philosophy that nobody should hit the floor if they fall. So we all think that if somebody takes a chance, but they fail, we all need to pick them up. And I think that in Denmark you cannot hit the floor as hard as maybe you can in North America. I don't know.
No, yeah, it's as the years go by. Like I'm in my 30s, and it seems like as the years go by, we're getting more centralized and more right wing in North America, especially in the United States, where it's like you got to either if you're on welfare, we don't care about you in a sense. If you're homeless, we don't care about you because you don't vote, right?
Yeah.
And if you don't vote, then we don't care about you.
Yeah.
But it's different in Denmark, obviously, right?
Yeah, we have homeless people in Denmark, but I think in some people say that the homeless people in Denmark chose it themselves, but I don't know. I'm not so sure about that.
Is it usually addiction that they have? They have some sort of addiction or a mental disorder. That's why they are homeless.
No, that they got some kind of offer that you could live here if you want, but they say no, I cannot have my animals there. For instance, I can't bring my dog to that place, so I don't want to live there. So they had the chance. Somebody say things like that, but I think there's also people in Denmark that are homeless that didn't choose it. I think, but in general, you have chances in Denmark to take some chances, and somebody will pick you up if you fail.
You were saying, I think you were saying that this is based on a true story in your director notes.
Yeah, that's true.
So this actually happened to somebody?
It actually happened. Of course, I did some dramatic things to the story, so it could be funny or more dramatic. But the essence of the story, a guy that can't pay his rent, so he goes into a store to get arrested, but he gets a fine instead. That is a true story that happened a couple of years ago, and I just saw that small article in a newspaper a couple of years ago, and I think I thought that's very tragic, but also very comic. So I think that would make a great movie.
Yeah, and it did make a great movie. And so if that happened, so that basically that happened in real life, where the person just they wouldn't take him to prison because for whatever reason, I guess, right? Like it's like I guess you have to do something really bad to go to prison in Denmark.
Yeah, I think in that particular case it was because he didn't threat somebody in the story. If he had put the knife onto the face of the girl, that would have made a difference. But in the real story, as in the movie, he only uses that knife to open the cashier.
Yeah. What's the crime rate in Denmark? Is it high?
The what? Sorry?
The crime rate. Like, is it a high crime? Is a lot of people in prison?
I think that seen worldwide, it's not very high, but it's growing in Denmark too. So and we have some, of course, some crime where you just think that why in the hell was that happening? Somebody that gets stabbed with a knife because they didn't want to hand over their hat or something like that. That's a real case in Denmark, in Copenhagen, and you just think, why did that happen? But I think seen worldwide, we have a very low crime rate, I think.
So what's next for you? Are you making another short film? Are you going to try to make a feature? What's next for Michael?
The next thing will be a short film too. I'm working on that actually right now. But in the future, I hope that it could be feature film.
So what's your next short going to be? Another comedy?
That's a comedy too, yeah. Also, very much about the society and you know, a comment to how things are going and in which direction things are going. Just shortly, I could tell that it's about the worldwide narcissism epidemic, growing a lot with Facebook and all those social medias, and it's a comment to that and a comment to the government's some of the decisions and some of the rules being made to control people. So in this movie, it starts with that we see a TV debate where it's being told that Denmark has just made a rule where people with a narcissistic diagnosis cannot raise a child. So if they get pregnant, they have to abort it. So that's and it's made like an absurd comedy.
Yeah, that sounds like a good rule too, though, don't you think?
I think that would be pretty extreme, but a comment to how can we stop this narcissistic epidemic? That was actually the start of the project. I wanted to find out how can I make a comment to that.
That's a good idea, and I hope when you're finished that you send the film to us and we show it. And
I will, yeah.
Because that's a kind of a cool idea. But the last person who understands who's a narcissist they're the last people to know, right? The narcissists are generally not the ones who think they're narcissists.
You mean what I think that narcissistic is?
The people who are like the person who's a narcissist, like say you someone in your life is a narcissist. They're the last to know. They're the last ones to really realize that they are narcissists.
Yeah, they would think that they are not narcissistic. Yeah, they would. And the people, the man in this movie thinks that he is not too. So he just thinks that this society is really off, and he takes some decisions. I won't say what they are, but we see that he's a great person, but he has some narcissistic things that he is doing.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing the film and showcasing it at our festival. And congratulations again, and thanks for submitting to us and giving us the opportunity to see your film.